Tokyo, Japan. March 1972. The Nippon Budokan. 8,000 people fill the arena. This is hallowed ground for martial artists, the same venue where the 1964 Olympics introduced judo to the world. Tonight, the All-Japan Karate Championship Finals, the best fighters in the country competing for national honor. In the front row sits a small Chinese man wearing a simple black suit, Bruce Lee. He's in Tokyo filming Fist of Fury, a movie about Chinese resistance against Japanese occupation. The timing is delicate. Historical tensions between China and Japan run deep. Bruce accepted an invitation to attend tonight's championship as a gesture of respect between martial arts communities. On stage, the MC announces the next speaker, Takeshi Yamamoto, the reigning All-Japan Karate champion, heavyweight division, a 6 years undefeated in national competition. At 32 years old, he represents the pinnacle of Japanese karate tradition. Shotokan style, powerful, precise, devastatingly effective. Yamamoto walks to the microphone. The crowd applauds. He's a national hero. When the applause fades, he begins speaking in Japanese. His voice carries authority, conviction. Karate is the soul of Japan. For centuries, we have refined these techniques, perfected them, made them pure. Recently, Chinese martial arts have become popular. Movies show kung fu defeating karate. This is fiction. This is disrespect to our tradition. The crowd murmurs. Some nod in agreement. Others shift uncomfortably. This is provocative. Yamamoto continues. I see we have a special guest tonight, Mr. Bruce Lee, a kung fu movie actor. I want to say directly, with respect, that movie choreography is not real martial arts. Japanese karate represents true combat effectiveness. Chinese kung fu is theatrical, beautiful to watch, not effective in real fighting. 8,000 people turn to look at Bruce Lee. In 19 seconds, this arena will fall completely silent. Before we continue this incredible story, if these untold Bruce Lee encounters fascinate you, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We reveal stories that prove cultural respect and martial arts mastery can coexist even in the most tense moments. Now let's see what happened in Tokyo. Bruce Lee sits perfectly still. No anger in his expression, no embarrassment, just calm observation. He's faced challenges before. American wrestlers, Chinese masters, military instructors. This is different. This is public. 8,000 witnesses, national television cameras, a direct challenge to not just him, but to Chinese martial arts as a cultural entity. His translator, sitting beside him, whispers urgently in Cantonese. He's challenging you. Publicly. What do you want to do? Bruce's response is quiet. Nothing yet. Let him finish. Yamamoto concludes his speech. I do not mean disrespect to Mr. Lee personally, but I must speak truth. Karate's effectiveness has been proven in real competition, real fighting, for generations. Kung fu has been proven in movies. There is a difference. The crowd applauds. Louder now. Yamamoto has voiced what many Japanese martial artists feel. Pride in their tradition. Skepticism about foreign martial arts gaining popularity. The tournament organizer, an elderly man in formal attire, approaches Bruce's seat. He bows deeply. Mr. Lee, please accept my apology. This was not planned. Yamamoto spoke from personal conviction, not official tournament position. Bruce stands, bows respectfully in return. No apology necessary. Yamamoto-san spoke his truth. That deserves respect. You are gracious. If you wish to leave, we will understand. Bruce considers this carefully. He could leave, avoid confrontation, maintain diplomatic silence, but something about this moment feels important. Not for his ego, for something larger. May I address the audience? The organizer's eyes widen. You want to respond? Not to argue, to demonstrate, if Yamamoto-san is willing. The organizer looks uncertain. This could escalate into international incident, or it could become something else, something important. Yo, what do you propose? A friendly demonstration, Yamamoto-san and myself. Not competition, education. Show the audience how different martial arts approach the same problems. Respectful exchange. The organizer thinks for a long moment, then nods. I will ask Yamamoto-san. 5 minutes later, both men stand on the competition floor. 8,000 people lean forward. Television cameras focus. This wasn't scheduled. This wasn't planned. This is real. Bruce speaks first, through his translator, addressing the crowd. Yamamoto-san has earned the right to speak his opinion. He is a true martial artist. I respect Japanese karate deeply. What I propose is not to prove superiority, only to demonstrate that different paths can reach the same destination. May I show a few techniques? Yamamoto nods. His expression is serious but not hostile. I welcome this. Let us show the audience two different traditions. They bow to each other. Traditional martial arts, courtesy. 8,000 people hold their breath. Bruce removes his jacket. Underneath, a simple white shirt. Yamamoto wears his karate gi. White fabric, black belt. The contrast is symbolic. Movie actor versus championship fighter. Chinese kung fu versus Japanese karate. Cultural pride versus cultural pride. How should we proceed? Yamamoto asks. Perhaps you demonstrate a karate technique. Then I show how kung fu addresses the same situation. Not better or worse, just different. Yamamoto agrees. He shows a traditional karate punch. Reverse punch from front stance. Powerful. His form is perfect. Decades of training evident in every movement. The crowd applauds. Bruce nods appreciatively. Excellent technique. Very powerful. May I show Kung Fu's approach? He demonstrates a chain punch from Wing Chun. Rapid fire strikes, close range, different body mechanics. Not stronger than Yamamoto's punch. Just different philosophy, different range, different application. The audience watches carefully. Some martial artists in the crowd begin understanding. This isn't about superiority. This is about diversity of approach. They continue. Yamamoto shows a karate kick, front kick, penetrating power. Bruce shows a side kick. Different angle, different purpose. Each technique valid. Each technique effective in its context. 10 minutes pass. The demonstration is educational, respectful. The crowd appreciates both men's skill. Then Yamamoto makes an observation. These demonstrations are controlled, choreographed, as I said earlier. Real fighting is different. May we test this with actual contact? The arena goes quiet. This is the pivot point, from demonstration to validation. Bruce responds carefully. Contact can lead to injury. I don't want to hurt you. You don't want to hurt me. Perhaps limited contact, controlled intensity? Yamamoto shakes his head. With respect, controlled intensity proves nothing. I propose full contact, real speed, real power. First clean strike wins. No injury intended, but realistic pressure. Bruce studies Yamamoto's face. This is sincere, not arrogance, professional curiosity. Yamamoto genuinely wants to test the difference between their approaches. If you're certain, I am certain. They reset. The atmosphere changes. This is no longer demonstration. This is validation. And 8,000 witnesses. National television, cultural pride on both sides. The referee, a senior karate master, establishes rules. Full contact. First clean strike to legal target area determines winner. Strikes to head, body acceptable. No strikes to throat, groin, joints. Fight ends at first clean hit, or if I determine injury risk. Understood? Both men nod. Bow to each other. They bow. Not the friendly demonstration bow, the pre-competition bow. Respect mixed with intention. Hajime. Begin. Yamamoto moves first. He's a championship fighter. Knows how to read opponents, how to control distance. He circles left, orthodox karate stance, measuring Bruce's movement. Bruce doesn't take traditional Wing Chun stance. Uses his Jeet Kune positioning. Lead leg forward, weight distributed, hands in non-committal guard. Adaptive. Now Yamamoto throws a probe. Front kick, testing speed, testing range. Bruce checks it. Simple block. Both men reset. They exchange 2 more probes. Yamamoto's reverse punch. Bruce's straight lead. Neither fully committed. Both gathering information. Then Yamamoto launches his real attack. The technique that won him 6 national championships. Combination. Front kick to create space, then explosive closing with reverse punch. Speed and power. Textbook karate. Perfect execution. The front kick extends. Bruce moves, not backward as expected. Laterally and forward. 45-degree angle. Suddenly he's outside the kick's path and inside Yamamoto's punch range before the punch fully develops. Yamamoto's punch is already launching. Committed. His body mechanics don't allow mid-technique adjustment. Bruce's hand intercepts Yamamoto's wrist. A not blocking, redirecting, using Yamamoto's power against his own balance. The punch travels past Bruce's head, 6 inches too far right. In the same motion, Bruce's other hand strikes, not a punch, an open palm, targeting the same solar plexus pressure point that affected Lou Alcindor. Precise, controlled, but fast. The impact sounds like a drum hit. Sharp, clean. Yamamoto's breath expels. His forward momentum stops. Not from pain, from involuntary diaphragm response. His body's automatic reaction to precise pressure point targeting. Bruce doesn't follow up, doesn't strike again, just steps back. Shows he could have continued but chose not to. 19 seconds have elapsed since Hajime. The referee raises his hand. Yame. Stop. The Budokan Arena falls silent. 8,000 people processing what they witnessed. Yamamoto stands, breathing hard, not from exhaustion but from the strike's effect. His diaphragm resetting. He looks at Bruce, really looks at him. Then Yamamoto bows. Deep, formal bow. The bow of a student to a teacher. Bruce returns the bow. Equal depth. The bow of mutual respect. Yamamoto approaches the microphone. His voice is steady, but something has changed. I spoke earlier with certainty. I said Kung Fu was theatrical. I was wrong. I apologize to Mr. Lee. I apologize to Chinese martial arts. I confused unfamiliarity with ineffectiveness. Mr. Lee demonstrated in 19 seconds what I did not understand after 32 years of training. Different techniques can achieve the same goals. My ignorance is not proof of another art's weakness. The arena erupts, not cheering. Something else. Recognition. Not appreciation for intellectual honesty. For a champion willing to admit error publicly. Bruce steps to the microphone. Yamamoto-san demonstrated championship-level karate. His technique is excellent. His power is real. He did not lose. He educated me about Japanese karate's effectiveness. I educated him about Chinese kung fu's approach. We both won. Martial arts wins when we stop comparing and start learning. The applause is different now. Respectful, thoughtful. After the tournament, Bruce and Yamamoto meet privately. The tournament organizer has arranged a traditional tea ceremony, a gesture of reconciliation. They sit across from each other in a quiet room, the formal atmosphere of the arena replaced by intimate conversation. Your interception, Yamamoto begins in careful English. I have never experienced that timing. You moved before my technique completed. Bruce nods. That is Jeet Kune Do principle, not waiting for full development. reading intention, intercepting during execution. In karate, we commit fully to each technique. Power requires commitment, but commitment creates opportunity for interception. Exactly. Each approach has strength and weakness. Karate's commitment generates devastating power, but against someone trained to exploit that commitment, it creates vulnerability. Yamamoto sips his tea thoughtfully. I was arrogant, not just tonight, for years, believing Japanese karate was complete system, needing nothing from other traditions. You weren't arrogant, you were loyal to your training. That's different. Now, but loyalty to one system shouldn't mean blindness to other systems. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell, because we have more stories coming that show how Bruce Lee built bridges between martial arts cultures. These encounters weren't just about fighting, they were about understanding. Comment below which martial art style you train. Now let's see the lasting impact of this Tokyo encounter. Over the following months, Yamamoto began corresponding with Bruce, letters discussing techniques, philosophy, training methods. A friendship developed, mutual respect between two masters. Yamamoto introduced modifications to his karate training, not abandoning traditional methods, supplementing them, studying interception timing, understanding how different martial artists might exploit karate's committed power. His students noticed the changes. Sensei, you're teaching differently since Tokyo. Yamamoto would explain carefully. I learned that perfection within one system is not the same as completeness. We can honor our tradition while learning from others. Some senior karate instructors criticized him. You're diluting pure karate with foreign influences. His response was always the same. I'm strengthening karate by understanding its context. A sword sharpened only against itself dulls. True sharpness comes from testing against different materials. In 1973, when Bruce Lee died, Yamamoto was devastated. He had lost not just a correspondent, but a teacher, someone who expanded his understanding beyond the walls of his own dojo. He attended the memorial service in Hong Kong, one of few Japanese martial artists present, when he gave a brief speech. Bruce Lee taught me something I thought I had mastered. Humility, not false modesty. True humility. The understanding that no matter your rank, your championships, your reputation, there is always more to learn. He gave that gift to me in 19 seconds. I will spend the rest of my life honoring it. Years later, in the 1980s, Yamamoto became one of Japan's most influential karate instructors. His approach was revolutionary. Traditional Japanese karate technique combined with openness to other martial arts insights. He trained multiple national champions, but more importantly, he trained martial artists who understood that cultural pride and openness to learning weren't contradictory. They were complementary. In interviews, he would often reference that night in 1972. I stood on the Budokan stage and proclaimed karate's superiority. Bruce Lee could have humiliated me. Instead, he educated me. The difference between those two choices defines what martial arts should be. The footage from that night became legendary. 19 seconds that changed Japanese-Chinese martial arts relations, not through dominance, through demonstration of mutual respect. Martial arts historians point to that encounter as pivotal moment. Before 1972, Japanese and Chinese martial arts communities were largely separate, suspicious of each other, protective of their traditions. After Bruce Lee and Takeshi Yamamoto's demonstration, dialogue opened. Exchange programs developed. Japanese karate students visiting Chinese kung fu schools. Chinese martial artists studying in Japan. Cross-cultural training that enriched both traditions. The lesson wasn't that Kung Fu beat karate. The lesson was that isolation limits growth, that cultural pride and cultural learning can coexist, that the strongest traditions are those confident enough to engage with other perspectives. Students who witnessed that night describe it the same way. We came expecting competition. We saw cooperation. We came expecting dominance. We saw mutual elevation. Those 19 seconds taught us more about martial arts than years of training. One student, now an elderly master himself, keeps a photograph. Bruce Lee and Takeshi Yamamoto, bowing to each other, taken immediately after the 19-second exchange. That image represents everything martial arts should be. Two masters from different traditions, different cultures, in different philosophies, showing each other perfect respect, not despite their differences, because of their differences. The Budokan Arena has hosted countless martial arts events since 1972. World championships, Olympic competitions, historic matches. But old masters who were present that night say nothing compared to March 1972, the night when cultural tension transformed into cultural understanding in 19 seconds. Tokyo, 1972. A karate champion proclaimed his art's superiority. A kung fu master responded with demonstration rather than argument. 19 seconds later, both men were students again. Both men were teachers again. The arena fell silent, not from shock, from understanding. The most powerful martial arts lesson isn't delivered through victory. It's delivered through respect. Now, Takeshi Yamamoto continued competing until 1978, won 2 more national championships, but he always said his greatest achievement wasn't championships. It was the humility to admit error publicly and the wisdom to learn from someone he initially dismissed. And Bruce Lee, in those 19 seconds, demonstrated something more important than fighting skill. He demonstrated that true mastery includes the ability to transform confrontation into education. The footage exists in Japanese sports archives. 19 seconds that prove martial arts transcends national borders, when practitioners remember that the ultimate opponent isn't each other. It's ignorance. 2 men, 2 traditions, 19 seconds, one lesson that echoes 50 years later. Cultural pride becomes strongest when tempered with cultural curiosity.